My name is Marty Green. I work for the City of Tampa Mobility. This is potholes and patching. And this is the potholes that I have done personally. And this is concrete that residents are putting in potholes because the City of Tampa will not fix it. I told them the correct way how you do it. You cut it, you clean it, you put tack, and then you put the asphalt, which nothing was done. I was told by Supervisor Anthony Stafford that long as the potholes pop up in the city, I have a job. But how can you not fix the things that's done right? I'm quite sure all y'all have spoke about potholes. So when I brought up issues, I got written up because of the emails that I have written. They told me they refrained me from writing email. Michael Brown to be exact. He refrained me from writing emails. So how can you refrain me from writing emails and speaking on what the things that need to be done? I have went to HR, Kimberly Anderson. She's right along with them. She's with management. I emailed Gene Duncan in this about it, and I never respond from her. Stephen Simon, the union president, he's no good. He rubbed elbows with management. He's not to be disrespectful for y'all. He want to be a politician. He don't want to help us. He's trying to get in another position. Instead of going and speaking on situations as long-term employees for the purpose of raising the salaries, for the multipliers, it's from 1.2 to 1.9 to increase the cost of the living, the adjustment from 1.0 to 2.2. These is critical changes for all the older people that have been with the City of Tampa for over 20 years. So therefore, they're right now, from the U.S. and the economy has went up, right now they're struggling. They're retiring and struggling. And instead of the union president wanting to step up and and talk to us and let everyone know what's going on, no, that's not correct. And going back to being written up for something that you bring to their attention about multiple lawsuits that could potentially happen. I have came up with, sat down with management and told them this is how we could correct this. But instead, we making city TikTok saying they not like us. But how is they not like us and we're doing it worse than they're doing it? I came from the county, so I know what's supposed to be done. And right now, we're not doing it. This supervisor that's over fixing fast is getting paid over 6 figures a year for something he don't know about. He got put in that position from some form of nepotism because that's Michael Brown's friend. So therefore, something need to be taken care of. $100,000. We have 3 fix-a-fast trucks. 5. They $380,000 from the people's money. So therefore, out of all 5, only 1 is working correctly. So therefore, all this money that we're spending, something need to be taken care of because the equipment is bad and it need to be taken care of. We spend the taxpayers' money, and that's our money and y'all money as well.
Thank you very much, sir. Connie Burton is our next speaker. Valerie Bullock, Mentesnot, Keelan McCaskill, and our last speaker is Sigret Dog. Yes, ma'am. Please state your name.
Good morning, Connie Burton. May the 19th, 1925 was our 10-star general was born, Brother Malcolm X. And Dr. King said, you know, it ain't no problem that when you expose what is wrong, that's the only way we're going to have a proper healing. It has to be exposed. We have to have loud voices coming from up there. Everybody can't just be a head nodder. And what I seen this morning from those dear, wonderful people that came here and said that that park should be named Lisa, and the other councilman saying that it should be named that. We don't want to hear no more why we, as African people, ain't going to be able to name Fair Oaks what we want it to be named. Right, on the spot. Ain't going to be no turning us around because we want to make other people comfortable. It's what we want in our community. What I'm here to talk about today is item number 80. Probably won't be able to sit through the whole discussion, but in 2010, that was when the first summer youth program was funded by the CRA, and the number that it landed in was 36. How did we come to 72? 36 times 36 plus 36 is 72, right? So we said that the city and the board, at that time, the CRA board said we had enough time that we should be able to expand the program. I want to hear the numbers that was landed, and this is not an attack on Mrs. Wynn, because I believe she wear 45 different hats with the city. But if people would just form real partnerships with the community, we could have suggested ways in which people can continue to work in landscaping as they are exposed to other greater opportunities within the city. But to intentionally, in my opinion, to sabotage that we can't get to 72 when this city has a $1.9 billion budget. The CRA has not been able to make significant changes in our community in almost 20 years. We have to offer our young people more than hope. They need economic opportunity. And if we track many young people in our community, we will see that based on the lack of economic opportunities in our community, we see the pathway to jail that was handed to their daddies, their uncles, their cousins, and we are planning on standing toe-to-toe in the legacy of Malcolm X and others that say that we are going to keep on fighting and struggling until we see significant changes in our community. We're not leaving it up to just our representative to do it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Valerie Bullock, Montesnot, Kilo McCaskill, and Sigret Doss. Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning, Valerie Bullock. It was so disheartening and heartbreaking in here when all the people came up with their shirts on to vote for the lady Lisa for the South Tampa Park. I don't know her, but I heard all the good things that they said about her, and I'm sure she's a good woman, and that was a good honor that you all did. But back to the Black community. When Fair Oaks came down here in January, I believe it was, we all had on our shirts. We all stood up and talked about Coach Artis Gamber, how he was the grandfather to the neighborhood, how everybody knew him and everything. Then Miss Abby Feely came and everything got stopped, put on hold. So someone went up to her, are they gonna vote on that today? No, we're gonna put it off for 6 months. It shouldn't be disparity like that. The same way how you rubber stamped her, Artis Gamber should have got rubber stamped too. And it's these kind of disparities that we're looking for answers. Why did this happen or why didn't that happen? Because it was the same thing, the same scenario. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, is this happening? Nobody couldn't have told me it happened. I had to see it. And we need to rectify that situation. We need to put, whenever you put her on the agenda, Lisa on the agenda for June 6th, you need to put Fair Oaks up there with Mr. Artis Gamber. That is how we remedy that situation. And another thing, the city of Tampa always saying they don't have no money. Somebody please explain to me number 24. $1.1 million for some damn salt. Please tell me that's not feasible. Did anybody do a study? Maybe we can get it cheaper. Why don't we buy the Clorox building and we can have the salt right there to make the liquid chlorine bleach? That is a waste of money in my opinion. And it's stuff like this that keeps sliding through the city. And then when we come up here and I say, well, I've been in East Tampa all my life. I want my kitchen fixed. Oh, you got to jump through these hoops. We don't have money for that. We ran out of funding. Of course you did, because of making stupid deals like this. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Montesnot, Kilo McCaskill, Mr. Sigret Doss is the last speaker. Good morning, sir. Please state your name.
Montesnot, Tampa, Florida. I want to say Huru. Huru means freedom in Swahili. We as African people should always be thinking about our freedom. 825 years under occupation, under domination. 825 years. You know, I want to say something. I want to get personal this morning. My mother, when my father was in his dying deathbed, my mother used to treat him. We didn't know any different. We was younger, but she used to treat him so bad. She would bring men in the house, have sexual relations with them. My father would be in the other room, nothing he can do about it. She used to treat him dirty as a dog. Then I seen what P. Diddy was doing to Cassie and other people. My mother wasn't that bad after all. And then I see what city of Tampa do to black people. My mother, P. Diddy, and some of the other black brutes that you want to call black brutes, like the extension of what you want to say is the example of an African man, if it's Bill Cosby or whosoever, they wasn't that bad after all. They had a program right here where they hired an African man to do a study when they want to do the police, violence, and whatsoever. The man did a study, was paid $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Some man out of Orlando, African man. The video couldn't even get working for his presentation. And ain't nobody did nothing about it. Nothing happened. So y'all treat black people like dirt. And y'all want us to accept that. Y'all want us to, you know, the Fair Oaks example versus the other park, South Tampa Park, that's a good example. That's how y'all treat us, and y'all want us to expect it. And y'all think African people, you think African youth acting out when we're doing whatsoever you might call it. But we have no opportunities in this city. If you're going West Shore Boulevard now, West Shore Boulevard is looking more expensive and better than Bayshore Boulevard. South Tampa is looking lovely. East Tampa, they just running us up out of there. And the other thing I want to say for African people and for this city council that needs to be investigated is that child support. Child support is a eugenics program. It's a eugenics program that's been going on since January 4th, 1975, and it is devastating African people. And they have all kind of illegal and unconstitutional separation of powers violations going on down there. And they need to do something about it. And the young man that's in prison for accident on Bayshore Boulevard, he need to be out of prison. And this city council need to make a mention of that also. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Keela McCaskill and Sigret Doss is our last speaker. Good morning, ma'am. Please state your name.
Keela McCaskill. Oftentimes when the community comes here, particularly East Tampa, when we come here addressing our concerns and we share them, I just believe it feels as if the dots are not connected for you. And it could be because you don't live in that community. It could be because you've not experienced what we experienced, being people of color and or living in a marginalized community. I moved to East Tampa, so now I can experience some of the things the frustration that comes out when you see the people. And today I came because I wanted to bring it to your attention and hopefully connect some of the dots to see the disconnect and how it feels to us. It feels that you don't hear it. It feels disrespectful. So I'm hoping that today I can draw an analogy to some of the differences that we experience as we look through what happens in East Tampa. Particularly, they mentioned the park. I won't repeat that one, but I came about agenda item 45 and 46. Recently, one of my projects in East Tampa that I didn't want to do the project because it had a lot of challenges. The city of Tampa had been working, or the CRA had been working with the individual for 2 years. There was a horrible process. The contractor on your list from your CCNAs, this was under the auspices of the city of Tampa, and it was horrible. They came to me and I said, it's too much in here, it's too much, I don't want to do it. No licensed professional contractor will want to work behind this project. That has been babysat by the city of Tampa. So I inherit the project because I believed in the woman's project. Then I get the process, and the letter that was approved was the most unprofessional letter by the city of Tampa. It didn't even have the seal on it, not even the city of Tampa seal. So I spent 6 months because I expect better. This is not going to work for me. I'm not going to work on a piece of paper that's got handwritten notes from Brett, Cedric McCrae, and Vanessa Ross. So I worked diligently with Nicole Travis to get an approvable letter, one acceptable to me, to go present to a lender or any other contractor to say, this is what I need. And lo and behold, the city of Tampa, the CRA, terminated the woman's funds because she didn't do it in their time frame, what they thought was acceptable. And then I look at Related Group. Now I know for 45 and 46, things happens as a developer. I know Related Group is going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. I'm not worried about when they start. But what I want is the same, I want you to look at that, the same patience you have for Related Group, I want you to have for this rehab in East Tampa on 40th Street, where people are asking for a change on that street. These contractors, things happen when you get into development. And I want you to have this same energy. I'll be monitoring today to see how this navigates through this process, 45 and 46, because when I submit this email to you after this, I want the same type of response. 3 years to do this project, and this woman sat under your leadership, CRA and city, for 2 years. And because she didn't complete it in the time that the staff, who has no experience doing that, feels is acceptable, I want you to remember that when I send you this email today. 45 and 46, apply that same energy to
Thank you
East
very
Tampa.
much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Doss. Good morning, sir. Please.
Good
state your
morning,
name.
people. I guess rolling right along, I want to make sure I put this in, and make sure you show it to everybody, but
Please state your name, sir.
I'm still Shagret Doss. And I'm also a disabled American veteran, and used to be the owner of several homes. And I know one thing about Tampa: when you don't soft shoe and yes sir, master to you all, there seems to be a problem here. So I want to get to it. It's been said to not resist any man's wickedness is to encourage it, and I'm here to call it out. And I want to start with Judge Emily Peacock, who, as you can see on the transcript, pretty much said to me, hey nigga, you ain't finna argue with no white man in my courtroom. Do you understand, boy? And when I stood up, what she did, as you can see, is she ordered me to sign a settlement agreement against my will. And I can show you that as well. And I guess Bland Teagle, the head of the Florida Judicial Qualifications Committee, saw no problem with that, because he said, hey, we're not going to even investigate it. And when you black, the rules don't apply any damn way. That's just what it is. And she was defending Mike Rowe down here. You know, Austin Rowe Basketball is right up the road here. And what they like to do is they like to go find doctors that work at the Veterans Administration to perform compulsory medical examinations on veterans, not disclose it. And the only reason I found out about it is because I went to a regular scheduled appointment at the VA. The same doctor walked in. Now, I don't know if anybody's familiar with Title 18 USC 208, but that's a federal crime. But of course, it's not a problem, because they're going to make sure that they send you over here to one of these judges, like Judge Paul Huey or Peacock, or maybe even Greg Holder, who kind of just does what he wants to do. And it's not a secret. And I know that we all know that I was actually afforded the opportunity to continue my lawsuit against the city of Tampa and Greg Holder. And what was strange to me, I found out the same mayor that helped Tampa steal one of my properties by throwing me out in the street is running for mayor again. I mean, I don't know how many more damn properties this guy wants. And we're talking about Bob Buckhorn. Because we're still gonna fight about my house. And by the way, I hope you're showing that to the good people as well. But I wanted to make sure I highlighted that Michael Victor, who still works for the city of Tampa, I don't know about Pat Kennedy, but we're on schedule for a pretty good situation here at the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. I ain't gonna stop, because I'm not wired that way. And what's kind of strange to me is all these glowing things that people have to say about veterans. I guess it doesn't apply when you're a black veteran, right? You can be honorably discharged into the city of Tampa. It don't damn matter. I'll be back to see y'all next week, and shout out to the University of Thomas Jefferson High School.
Thank you very much, sir. That concludes our public comment. We'll go to board and administration appointments. Item number 4. Yes,